Hey guys, my name is James Patrick Morgan. I just want to say, first off, thank you so much for your service. And as a Guitarist for Vets ambassador, I was really thrilled at that chance to maybe share some stuff that kind of brought guitar to life for me. And uh, I know that a lot of people are under quarantine right now, and I'm one of them. And so while I'm here kind of setting up for an online streaming show, I thought it'd be the best opportunity to go ahead and kind of give my lesson. So to me, guitar is a very rhythmic instrument, just as much as like percussion. And I think one of the people who really influenced me the most when I was first starting to learn, I saw people like Sean Mullins, and even though he talks a lot more in his performances than I do, his guitar playing was mesmerizing. And then I watched people like Keith Urban, who is an amazing soloist. He can shred and he has all these great, amazing tones. But the rhythm really stuck out to me. So I think one of the foundational things that I would ever say to someone who's starting to play is to just get a feel for running your hands, like the dexterity of it all, to really feel the motion of the strings and running past that so you can make solid contact. Because you're going to want to make solid contact with your finger positioning. That takes a while. It's not going to be overnight. It takes a second to kind of develop those calluses and to feel the the strength and the muscle memory, really, that it requires to consistently play guitar in a smooth and concise fashion. But you'll get there, and it just takes that time, that repetition. And when I started off, I'll just go ahead and start with the rhythm part, and then I'll kind of give you a little idea about the chords. But if you have a pick, which is a good play, you can do this with with your hand. But I like to do it with a pick. You can hear it a little more crisp. I have it plugged up right now, so you can actually hear that. But so, if you just want to do it straight, you can go. Because when you're playing a song like so, it's just like this steady motion and keeping your tempo. So it's really good to play with a metronome or a click track, if you will, and it allows you the opportunity to have something to kind of connect with and to keep that tempo for you. Because even the best musicians in the studio, a lot of times when they're recording, they have to have a metronome, because you have to have something that kind of unifies where everybody's meeting at. Because you might think you have perfect tempo, but chances are a lot of times you don't. I know I'm guilty of that too, but it really does help just to have a metronome, and you practice if it goes like dot 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 dot, like that. And I'm sorry I didn't even hook up the metronome, but you get the idea. So that'll help. And then, so rhythm is one place to start. And then if you want to try some chords, just to kind of get it going, I think a lot of people would say that E and the E framing, like the finger positioning of an E chord, is very essential. And I agree with them. And I agree that E is really great for learning bar chords and all sorts of things. But growing up in the South, grew up in the Bible Belt. So there was a lot of praise bands and whatnot. And it's not necessarily what I do now, but it was a foundation for a lot of people I know in the Atlanta area where I'm based out of. So when I was learning my first few chords, one of them that I learned that everybody would tell you is one of the most prominently used one in praise chords is G. So, or G2 really. And so if you, let's see if we can get this right here. I use these top two. And by the way, I am no expert necessarily. I know a thing or two about what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best to share it with you. So this is what works for me. So there's a pinky and the ring finger on the left. If you're a right-handed person, you're going to have your pinky. Let's take this capo off. That'll help you. So what you're going to do is down here in the third fret, this third little spacing, that's good to know some of these terminologies. The third fret, you're going to have your pinky on the top string, which is your E string, the high E, and then you're going to go down to the next spacing in that same fret, that same third spacing, and you're going to put your ring finger there. So if we just play these top three, you hear like that. And I'm actually tuned down half a step, but that's just my preference, but it'll sound the same. It's the same voicing. So you do, and then down here, your D string, so that is your top E, your B, your G, your D, your A, and then here's your low E. So what you want to do to finish this G chord, and you can just practice that rhythm playing this one chord. When you get it done, you want to have your pinky, like I said, third fret, top E string, your ring finger, B string, that next skinny one at the top, in the third fret as well. And then I like to place the middle finger, your long finger, right here in the third fret, right below all of them, okay? And if you want to add this right here, you can, just so you're like, don't know what to do with this pointer finger, you can put it in the second fret on the fifth string. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth string. I just kind of like to mute that. So really, essentially, you need to have your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky all working in the third fret, like so. And then you can practice your rhythms. And you can practice it with a metronome, and you'll get all sorts of joy out of that, just accomplishing that, because from the G chord will actually stem a lot of other really convenient chords that barely make you change positioning. So you can actually do G, D, C, E minor, all this stuff, right? G, D, C, E minor, G, just like that, and you can play a ton of songs with just those four chords. I think a lot of people make a great living out of doing that. So hopefully that was a great instructional start, and I hope you have a lot of pleasure with the guitar and it brings you as much joy as it has me.